The more I'm looking at when I'm looking at all this different data and information, the more obvious it is that we're about to go on some sort of rally. And it's a question of, is it a short-term relief rally? Is it a continuation of this big reversal like we've been talking about and patiently waiting for? That remains to be seen. But I think there's a few things that everybody needs to be aware of as we go through today and into the weekend and next week. As well as we need to have a discussion about this major institutional shift, which continues to take place. And this is creating a lot of pressure for BTC. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So what we've seen in the back half of this week for ADA is some green. We had green on Wednesday, a very modest day, 0.25% higher. Yesterday, 1% higher. So we're slowly but surely trying to target again back towards this 20-day moving average. That's a focal point for ADA. That's where its point of rejection has been. And again, when we start closing daily candles above there with momentum, that is when things truly can get exciting. We obviously talked about our inverse head and shoulders playing out yesterday. That is also again playing out for BTC like we talked about. And I don't think people realize, BTC right now actually has a lot of pressure pushing from the bottom, trying to get this breakout to the upside. We now have 7 days, 7 straight days that it's broke through its 200-day moving average. We have 7 straight days that it's trying to push against this 50-day moving average. And when it does break through here, that is when things are going to start getting a little bit exciting. All right. Now, the same thing. It's got an inverse head and shoulders playing out, and I'll talk about something else in just a moment here. But there are a couple things that we need to be aware of. First of all, today we have Bitcoin and Ethereum options expiring, $2.25 billion worth. So yes, I would expect that there's probably going to be some volatility. I'm not sure whether these are mostly call or put options. So we'll have to just be patient and watch and wait and see how the day plays out. But the biggest thing that I don't think is getting enough credit right now is this institutional shift that is taking place that I think a lot of people have kind of missed. Because what we actually saw yesterday, first of all, was $107 million worth of BTC that was accumulated by institutional players. But the big part of this is actually what BlackRock has been doing, because BlackRock has now accumulated 4 straight days. Yesterday, they added $80.96 million worth of BTC. That is their largest buy in the month of April. So what we're starting to see now, again, is this major shift on the public side for BTC that does, in fact, affect price. And that's a very big deal, because if institutional players are continuing to accumulate, that's going to continue to create this pressure. And it's frankly going to, at some point, trigger this BTC break to the upside. If BTC keeps putzing around this trend here, guys, the breakout is going to be very exciting. That's probably something that pushes us above 90K. This is probably something that causes a breakout in terms of ADA. Now, obviously, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but when the buying pressure really starts to take hold, that is when the markets have an opportunity to run. Something else I want to show you guys in terms of ADA as well, and this was brought up by a viewer, and I appreciate them doing so. When we look at the stochastic RSI, on the weekly chart and the 2-week chart in terms of ADA, there's a very consistent trend that we have seen. So we're very heavily down in this oversold range, very, very heavily. And what's interesting is, all these times where ADA has entered this extremely oversold range, it has been a time that has created some sort of relief, right? Back here in April of 2024, we got a short-term relief. Back here in June of 2024, short-term relief. It led obviously to our major reversal. Same thing back here in September of 2023, July of 2023. That's on the 1 week chart. If you guys look at it on the 2-week, same thing. This has been actually a very good indicator of bottoms, right? And now what we've kind of reached, or we're at least tapping, is this oversold range in terms of the stochastic RSI. So we're actually at a very good spot that is conducive for some sort of rally. So yeah, I'm thinking that we're probably, I'll probably open up some long positions actually. But that's kind of what everything is indicating right now as well. Now, I do want to remind everybody too, that what we're seeing is this continued trend that we saw not even last market cycle, two market cycles ago. Back in 2017, when Donald Trump said the dollar was too strong, we started to see US dollar strength fall off. It led eventually to this massive rally across the crypto market. All right, right now, we saw him say interest rates are too high. We saw this massive drop off in terms of the US dollar. Okay. then that eventually is going to lead towards this nice rally, because what we're still waiting on is obviously the 10-year bond yields to continue dropping off. We obviously know China caused US bond yields to rally back, but they're starting to drop off once again. And if this continues to crater down, that is when people start to move their capital towards more speculative assets. So this is all kind of aligning perfectly. And what I really want to look back as well is this total market cap of crypto. Because when we look at this, guys, we're doing the same thing, right? This is this big inverse head and shoulders. I mean, this is all playing out to perfection. And now it's a question of, do we break out of this box that we've been so resilient in and continue on this run, or do we get kind of a retest, come back down, kind of create an even larger inverse head and shoulders before our next leg to the upside? I mean, this is all textbook. That's just what you need to understand right now. It may seem like nothing's going on. It may seem boring. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. And I think, frankly, these times are going to piss a lot of people off. And why I'm saying that is right now, there's a lot of people that are complacent. There are a lot of people that have capital sitting on the sidelines expecting further drops, which at least as of right now are not coming. And with this accumulation that's taking place in terms of institutional players and whales, they have eaten up a lot of the positions that people have left vacant. Okay. Yes, we obviously know there's assets to go around, but the problem is they're disappearing very quickly, because you've moved a lot of the assets from the hands of the impatient now to the hands of the patient. And if you have people that are unwilling to dump, you're stuck chasing positions. What that means is that obviously when we go on some of these more aggressive runs to the upside, there are a ton of people that are going to get left behind. Okay. And I want to remind people, when we look back at even the 2020 cycle, we know that there was a period of time where things seemed kind of boring and it didn't seem like anything was going to take place. That kind of happened in the latter part of 2020. And what's kind of interesting is, from a time standpoint, that took about 112 days until we actually saw a hard pivot. Right now, if we look at our current charts, we're about, about 136 days into that. So about 20 days longer than that period. And what's interesting is, from that point where we saw the hard pivot in those charts, ADA was able to run 1,400% in like 90 days. That's where I think it's kind of funny, because right now people are getting lulled into this complacency in terms of price. And, people I've seen now are saying, I don't even think we're going to hit $3, or I don't even think we're going to hit $1. But then when you get this aggressive movement where ADA makes a surge very aggressively and obviously quickly, when it makes a very aggressive push to the upside, people start singing a very different tune and they start chasing. And guys, this is the same crap that happens every single market cycle. It should not come as a surprise. Yes, the players are different. Yes, the news is different. Yes, the timeline might be slightly different, but it all continues to play out very consistently. All right. So that's all I have to say, is that I think that the next run has the potential of being a very explosive one, leaving a lot of people behind, leaving a lot of people pissed that they dump bags. But obviously, this isn't financial advice. People can do what they want. So let me know your thoughts below. What do you think we have coming down the pipeline? There are obviously big discussions coming about now of potential trade deals coming with China. We'll have to wait and see. That could be a moment where there's a spark in the market. But I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. But have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.